and depending on you, how you can decide the fate of your body. Now, you do not need to call or pray. However, due to tradition, culture, family, society, then you continue to keep them. You need to, you still pray. If you wish to, you like, then you continue to pray. But your souls, perhaps it was here many thousands of years in the past. Now you are returning back here to help mankind. And a number of souls who are fortunate, who never been on this earth, and they have a lot of capacity in order to contribute to solve the deadlock on earth. That has been a problem for millions of years. It had never existed. So this soul combining with your own souls at the present time and your current body to help mankind. That God wants the humans to truly have peace and prosperity, to truly have the paradise on earth, just like the Long Hoa meeting that we have been waiting for. It never happened. In many times in the past, from the first human who appeared on earth in many races on earth, but then the ability are still limited. It is not that the Iwi school that I've been sent by the deities and I boast, but in the history, through the messages, through the documents, through all of the research studies, from the past until now, in fact, we have never seen this is the time like today. Because the best people at the final stage of earth, that is all of us, as they know we have the ability, they come for helping us. If they are able to merge to us and others, for the human race after millions of years, if they are able to develop, we will have already wisdom and enlightenment, but then we are not. So that's why we review everything. Just as I have learned about 8 weeks ahead of the class, after the level 19 in Thailand, I continue to learn the precious lesson in order to meet the demands to help you as you wish to contribute to help. This is your chance to apply to help. For any reasons, regardless of any condition, if you do not do it, it is your own fault. If you don't do it, perhaps you would learn back to the level 1, meaning that you have the chakra open 30%, because I do not force you. It is what you want to go back to level 1. When you are level 20 now, you don't want to do it, you come back to level 1, because that is what you want. If you want to do it, I allow you. In the past, no matter how you want to learn and progress, in the recent level, you want to learn so that you are able to help mankind, help your country, help your people, to help yourself, you can. I had experiment through. For the past several weeks, I had tested about the energy, about the Iwi water, and the energy that I'm going to teach you in the level 20. That is to help you whether you are able to apply more or less. It doesn't mean that I teach you a level 20 and then you don't do anything. Whether you do it to help one person alone, that means you are able to apply it already. If you don't do it, then you yourself, as you cook, and then you leave it there, then it will be burned. If you cook and then you know how to use it, then you are able to apply. But if intentionally or unintentionally, you just leave it there and you are able to burn as you cook the soup, and you just leave it there. And do not blame it on tradition, culture, family, society. It is you. When you wish to learn, I agreed. Because I know your wish and your desire of your body and your soul. You want to learn to contribute to help people. So now as your soul, as a very strange soul far away, your soul is a soul with no name on earth. Listen carefully. To contribute to help your body, to complete the mission to protect your family, your country, and the human race. And that is your wish and is your desire. From the time when you come to learn in Iwi, when you have your chakra open 30%, from then, not now. So for that reason, I had promised to all of you already, with everything that I have learned, with everything that I have, I teach you all. And whether you are able to do it or not, I do not force you. You do more, you can benefit more. You do less, you benefit less. And if you don't do it, then you lose everything. Meaning that you are cooking and then you leave it on the fire and then you burn the pan to cook. The purpose for you to learn, so you have the ability, as the deities give to you, to help you in your progress, to help your body with wisdom. So for that reason, the deities send your soul down here on earth to help your body, as you do not have the sufficient understanding and wisdom to be able to help your family, yourself, your country, your society. In this class, each day I teach you for 7 hours. For 6 days, for sure, there are many subjects that after this seminar you are able to apply to help. There's one strange sign that I hear one of my students who presented to me a few days ago, and also a number of you who check on the internet. As you know, one of a child in India, a normal person who came to learn with a professor and who learned English fluently and also knowing science to be able to help the people in the university with that subject. After 2 weeks, after this level 20, I will explain clearly about this phenomenon. It is you are able to apply. If intentionally or unintentionally you are violating, as I mentioned to you, if you are cooking on a cooking pan and you do not use it wisely, then you are losing your pan to cook. Then meaning that you have to learn back to have the chakra open 30% again. That is your wish. I wish for you to progress further. So when you come back to learn to have the chakra 30%, so the soul in this level 20 will leave your body. And then it is you yourself, you will decide your own fate. Because people want to have wealth, want to have career, future. You have career, wealth, future. You have ability, but then you deny it and you throw it away. That is your own fault. It is not just like you have the chakra open 100% and then you throw it away and then I take it and give it to others. This is not like that. In the past, in the human world, we have never been able to practice to travel out to space. As I have taught you in such a short time, you were able to achieve this goal. And the purpose for you to travel out to space, to be able to merge to the sick people, to solve so many difficult problems, the most important part, that is to solve the problem of the soul, the lower souls. The lower to the higher soul, you are able to help them to return to the deities, to evolve. On this case, on earth, they have never been able to do it, including the master in Atlantis. They were not able to help the lower soul to progress. I tell you the truth. Do not think that the soul from the chakra 3 down, the wandering soul, how many of them? How many souls? Very little. But there are millions and billions of souls. And there are so many times. And these are the ones that are so difficult to deal with, because they do not listen to you. For that reason, each time when you go through a change of your soul from a level to another, then your own soul will help your body to fight. Just like these unknown soldiers. The unknown, if they are unknown, but they have more ability in the book from the East, the book from the West, that they keep on mentioning, that the deities may be 10, the wandering souls, and the other soul may be 9, and 9 come back to 10, and then 10 back to 9. Books from the East and the West, they keep on saying that the good will win the evil, because the good belong to God and the evil belong to God. So who's good and who's evil? So that is the lesson we continue to learn about good and evil, yin and yang. So that I explain clarify for you through my answers on the internet, that for the past 2 weeks I had distributed to you, just like today in Europe. A number of you had translated that document, and also these subjects.
The person whom you're trying to reach is currently unavailable. Please leave a message after the beep.
Okay, go on.
Ready to go? Okay, Master?
Yeah.
So now let us begin. Through the journey as you learn, I want to remind you again, this is the best opportunity for the humankind in general, for the large Iwi family in particular, in order to contribute to help your family, your country, and the world. Eventually, I will explain to you clearly about good, bad, yin and yang. As I have shared with you, good and evil all belong to the deities. For that reason, I continue to train you from the level 13 to go beyond good and evil. But you continue to judge. I see that is no strange. Not just you, your soul.
Thailand, I hit the floor.
As you are able to learn and analyze to distinguish right, wrong, but you are able to go beyond the lesson that you learn. A number of you, you see the changes in your personality from bad to good. The good one, it is easy to learn, but the bad one is more difficult to learn. For that reason, as your soul reach higher, and as you are learning through these lessons to be able to progress, if you want to serve, for that reason, do not blame or do not judge your body, but you should thank your new soul when it comes to your body to let you learn in each level as you go through the changes in your soul. Now I explain clearly for you, in summary for you, so you are able to go back home, you are able to contribute. Just as you know, a number of you who misunderstood that the monument for unknown soldier, that is only for the First and the Second World War, due to the wars in the First and the Second World War. You misunderstood that it is only for the 20th century, but for millions of years, there are many soldiers, they are so difficult, those who died. And these are the masters also who fought and sacrificed their life. And there are many religions that they kept the body, hopefully that their soul can re-enter the body to revive. They could not do it. I myself, I do not learn that lesson yet. I learned the lesson to help the dead to revive so that they can regain their health, to help people. This is something that we learn. As you are learning through your wisdom, as you are learning to help your body through your journey for the past many years, as you learn through many of the levels in Iwi. So millions of the students, you have gone through the changes of your soul, and millions of the soul who come to millions of the body of the Iwi students, and the former soul of these Iwi students go on to help other people, and they're merging to people in the human flesh to help, to serve. So in the future, it is not strangers. It is not that we do not know these people, but in fact, as we are able to advise and help these people, convince these people, and they listen to you. It is not that you are better, but in fact, your former soul had merged to these people, because they are your former soul who merged into their body. That's why you are able to convince them easily. I want to give you this subject so you are able to think about it, so you can ask more questions. Since today is the first day, and a number of you who are fortunate, as I sent you the email 2 weeks ago, so you are able to read through in English and Vietnamese about the subject that relate to the level 20, so that I can elaborate further for you and explain for you, so that we are able to erase everything in the past 25 centuries. Only in that way you are able to excel, to get rid of the influence of the tradition, culture, society from the East and the West. As I'm telling you, I also show you the proof. And as you learn, you have to apply right away. You don't have to wait. The time in this level 20, as I teach you, as you are learning and you are applying, and when you complete the seminar, you are able to do it right away. You don't have to wait. In the previous seminars, I tell you to practice. And this class, as your new soul comes to your body, then you are working immediately to help the soul of all of the living creatures, to help the humans in the human forms, and also for all the living creatures, more importantly the humans, so that we are able to rebuild the earth, so that we can develop higher on the spiritual development, so we are able to have all the species to develop just like us. That is the reason of the level 20. I think that in the teaching of UE, in the past I thought perhaps the level 13 would be the highest, and then I also thought the level 16 would be the end. But no, the level 20, this is the final one. Therefore, before I organized the level 20, I had sent to you a message to all of you. Eventually, by the end of the year 2008, we do not know whether it happened or not. I cannot tell. So after this level 20, that you and me, we are able to apply right away. So even if you don't want to do it, you have to. If you don't want to do it, you will have to do it. I do not let you cook and boiling water and then burn the pan. I do not need you to help your country or your people. I only advise for you just to help your own family alone. Your family and your spouse family, that's all enough for you. I do not tell you to help your country, your people, helping the communities in the world. You only need to worry about your family alone. If you are so lazy, then it is better for you to die rather than to boil the water unused and then burn the pan. As you come here, you have love to your family members, and when they are dying and you don't save them, it is you who die first. So what else? Because you have your husband, your wife, your family, your parents, your neighbors, all of these people, your loved one, and you don't even love any of them, then that is the meaning. As you're cooking and you don't do it, so the pan will be burnt. The reason I give you this subject, as I try to encourage you in many ways, so you are able to understand the main purpose for you to learn UE is to save the people. It doesn't mean that you are saving the whole human race, but in fact, you are saving your family, your children, your parents, your sister, brother. They're no strangers. Do you save them or not? If you don't save them, then it's rather that you die. What else? More or less, if you don't have the love toward them, but at least you have the ties with these people. If you don't worry or take care of them, then you end up in a cemetery. If you want to be just by yourself alone, then you end up in a cemetery. Because in this world, you have ties to your family, your spouse. If you want to live alone, then you end up in a cemetery. However, I want to present to you in that way, but the opportunity would come so that the soul would merge to you in level 20, so you have a chance to help your body to complete your greater mission, to help the communities, to help your country and your people in particular. Eventually, the lecture in level 20, you will understand completely. The reason that I present to you, if in the level 20 you don't do it, then you come back to level 1. You know, in level 1, with your chakra open, only 30%. You know why? Meaning that you are reincarnate again. Reincarnate just like a human, a normal human, to come to learn beginning EV. But I will explain to you in this level 20 to give you all the opportunity. So for this reason or that reason, perhaps your body can merge to your family members, to your acquaintance, so you can continue your journey, that your body due to the tie with tradition, culture, family, society, that you have to give up this body. Meaning that you give up this body, your soul never give up. It will continue on the journey to help other people. Therefore, you can choose first for yourself. Make a selection in yourself, meaning you are choosing for yourself. If your body is destroyed due to old age or sudden death, if you're not able to use this body, any situation, then you have to prepare in your mind first. Meaning where your soul will end up to merge to whether person A, B, or C, and that person will continue on with your journey to help mankind, because your body, due to the ties of tradition, culture, family, society, that you don't want to reveal to this body that come back to Mr. A or Mrs. B, and then Mrs. B would continue to act. That would be just like you. In that way, you don't have that problem, and you continue on your journey to help mankind. This time, I want to remind to all of you, when you come to this level 20, I will present this. That is through the past 2 months, as I have learned, I know, including the soul Master Dang, do not change. Listen carefully. That is a strange soul that learned the lesson 101 to continue to elaborate, to help you, so that you are learning the level, the lesson 100, and a number of you, your soul had never been on earth. Most of the soul had been on earth from the original time, from the time men appear on earth. These are the people with wisdom and enlightenment in the past. But then our level of wisdom and enlightenment are limited. We are not able to show, to spread to others. We only just help ourselves. We are not able to transfer that knowledge. For that reason, to be able to help you with ability, that causes suffering because we do not share. And then in continue, at this final time, Master Ramin Lerming Dang come here, I want to have that ability. In fact, 10 years ago, I want to have power. But then the deities did not allow me to have all the powers. Therefore, all of the soul that have learned and then leave the body of Master Dang, meaning those are the people who are powerful on earth from the past civilization, and then for the last time, after the end of the level 19 in January 2007, then my soul do not want to have power anymore. And if there is, that would be the power to generate love and wisdom to help others. That would be the power that we should have. The power that before the year 2007 that I want. In fact, these are the soul that come to my body. They always want power. Therefore, that is a lesson in my body, whether I want to have power or not. But at the end of level 19, that was the session in Thailand and in Australia and other, then I received all the messages related to power. That is the power of love, not the power in a material way. That would be the yin and yang. That would be the good and evil struggle. And they are all also from the deities who created. Due to the level of the humankind, with an easier lesson we learn faster. For a good lesson we learn faster. But to learn on a bad way, in a negative way, it is difficult because no one can explain. Even though the book from the East and the West and all the living creatures, they all belong to God. But then, most of the human, due to our level of understanding, we always distinguish between good and evil. We always want good, but we drive away the evil. But we do not do the good. The humankind, we do not want to do the good. It's so easy. We don't want to learn the hard lesson, and then we distinguish and criticize these people who are bad. But we ourselves, as we are condemning them, but we ourselves doing all the evil deeds. That is the mentality of the humans from the level 19 to the past. We are all the same, including those who are in the Iwi family. Is it right? So this time, as I teach you in the level 20, I erase all. I saw completely new. I saw that come for the sake of the humanity, to come with the power to serve doesn't mean that to have the power to cause problem to others. In that sense, we should have that power. So you listen carefully on that. The lesson in that this level 20, I want to erase all the lesson from the past until now, as you want to learn through a smooth lesson. It is so easy, but the one to learn through struggle, to opposition, that would be the one that I'm going to teach you in the next 6 days. You will be able to apply. Particularly, you are not able to be lazy. In this level 20, you cannot be lazy. I know in this class, a number of you who said that you come to learn, but you are lazy. You don't want to practice, you don't want to help people, and you keep on giving excuse that you are busy. And then when you are sick and you say, Master Dang, save me, Master Dang, help me. You are level 19 and you keep on calling Master Dang to help you, to save you. So now I will erase all of that. I will give you a program. Even if you don't want to, you have to do it. So as you are cooking, you keep on cooking in your pan. You keep on pouring more water and cooking, boiling the water to use. I do not let you rest. I tell you the truth. The formula I learned already, I will teach you, so you will never rest. That is the best, because your soul can help you on this. And I also experimented already. I experimented the lesson from the spiritual path. I also applied the formula the deities would reveal. That after the 19 levels, I always reminded you, how come the snake in the flesh, it doesn't have the wisdom just like us, but it has the ability to receive the energy, to regenerate its skin, to be able to live. If it doesn't get injured, it will continue to live. I only think like that, and I received the message, and then through the message, the deities taught me, and I experiment so I can teach you. That is a lesson. And then the next lesson that you will be very happy to apply. You will never want to be lazy. Perhaps you don't sleep much because you like to do it. To apply, to help people. So this is a lesson that you are not going to be lazy. You are able to serve. Even if you want to be lazy, you cannot. I tell you the truth. I have a very good formula for you not to be lazy. So on that, in the next few days, I will keep on telling you more about that through my presentation that I share with you, so you can understand. We are fortunate that this is the last time our soul will go through a change. Your soul will never go through any more changes. Is there any connection? Still connection? Do we still have any connection? Do we still have connection? So the formula I want to tell you, as your soul now will remain the same, but we have to prepare. We do not know. Sometimes, as our body is destroyed, or in one way or another, that we have to prepare in our mind, so that your soul can merge to another person, so you can continue on your journey. That for those of you who are 60, you have to choose a body who are young, 30 or 40, for example. Do not choose a body of 90. My God. I have to tell you that ahead of time. Sometimes you love your grandparents and then you want to merge into your grandparents. And the moment you just come to your grandparents and then he died, and your soul had to go back. So for that reason, this is not for you to encourage for you to wait for your death. But when you are in level 20, as your new soul come, it will protect your body to serve, to help the world, to go through the new change. That these are the people with wisdom on earth. That is you and me. Eventually, not just me, not just 1,300 or 1,500 of you who are in the level 20, but eventually the whole world, everybody will be just like us. For that reason, today, I want to share with you. There's a number of you who have applied, meaning that in the certificates. After the level 20, when you are able to apply, eventually the scientists, the researchers, they will take this, and then I will teach these scientists, these scholars. Then you can see, for us it will be difficult to come to learn, except if you have a high diploma. As I have trained you, a number of you with high diploma, meaning in the future you would be able to learn with the foreigners, with others, scholars. In that way, you have the ability to serve, to help. Perhaps you are able to learn together with the foreigners. If you don't have the sufficient academic degree, they will not allow you to come to learn. That is the reason today I want to share with you, as I have prepared for you. It doesn't mean that I tell you to have the diploma just to have your name. No. I have my own purpose. I prepare for you. Eventually, with our diplomas, because of our application, it is valuable all over the world. They may have a better diploma, but they could not be able to apply. But the human world, they need the application to help. So I have prepared for you in theory and in application. You are able to come to learn with those scientists around the world. In the future, these scientists, they are all people with capacity. I prepare everything for you. So in this level 20, perhaps one session, perhaps a second session, not much, because the moment you are able to apply it, a number of you, the scientists around the world who research, they would come here to learn in 1 month completely with me, or they learn constantly 2 months with me. They would be the same level, just like you. And then they would be able to organize the higher seminars for all of the scientists around the world to research, to have the wisdom for the whole world. That was erased 500,000 years ago. So they relearn the lesson from the past. The best people on earth right now, they can use the brain 6%. But what are the dimensions that you have been using? And your body, your brain, what is the percentage that you are using? Just think about it. That is our application, not just theory. But for them, they have only the theory, but they can only do it 6%. But at the present time, you are not the scientist. So with your application, what is the percentage that you are able to achieve? That is the purpose, as I help you to have a higher diploma. So in the future, you have the sufficient ability to come to learn with these scientists, so that you are able to help all over the world, whether they are from the East, West, European, or Asian. That is the last, the final level of civilization. That is the better than all of in the past. Do not think that the books have mentioned the research. There's mention about the first and second, the third civilization. They have the wisdom, enlightenment. But then, as going through the books, they mention that this race or that race, that they have the civilization, but they are all children of God. The most important part is the wisdom that we are learning in Iwi, meaning to have to meet the demands to have all 5 continents. In the past, they can only have 1 continent. Now, our large Iwi family, we cover 5 continents. In all 5 continents, we have all the Iwi students in the higher levels. Therefore, as I have trained you, you do not know, but in the material ways, from a scientific, these people, they may have a better ability and diploma than you, but can they do it? Just as I mentioned to a number of the Vietnamese yesterday, now I share with you. This is a scientist, for example. They put poison in here. They have the antidote. They give it to another scientist, or to give it to you as a new scientist who can dare to drink it. These scientists, they know it. They are afraid of death. But since you have the ability, it is not that you are reckless. So you drink it. When you drink that poison, that scientist who are about to use the antidote to you. But For you, let's say with the penicillin, they have to with the allergic reaction, but you drink it, there's no effect to you. Then they would tear away their own diploma because it is not, it's useless. They learn for 30 years in their life. The research for 20 years, for a total of 50 years. And you learn EOE only about 2 years of learning. At most, you follow me for 18 years. In 18 years, from lower to high levels, only we have the high levels, and you are able to neutralize all of the poison and toxic. And only on that alone, you can see all the changes. We don't need this. We need something else. We need that after the seminar, you are able to apply. This is what we need. So you cannot be lazy. As I had mentioned to you, if you are lazy, you lose everything. But now you will work more. Because it is not that you are saving strangers. You are saving the people, your most loved one. If it is to save the enemy, it will be difficult. But these are the people that you love. For that, you will do it. This is the newest lesson, and you are able to apply to do it. So that's why it can bring you joy. That is my path after 34 years in the past. As I had learned, sometimes I was so eager, I do not want to sleep. It doesn't mean that they did not allow me to sleep, but they taught me for 1 hour. I always, I only have 1 hour break, and I continue, anticipate to learn. I do not feel tired because I will feel so much joy. So this one here, you have more joy. So through this lesson, you would work eagerly because you want to learn to serve. Except in the case when you are so lazy, then there's nothing to do. You cannot be so lazy. How can you? For that, I will teach you. I have to keep us to teach you. If I review everything to you and you don't understand, so I have to let you ask questions and answer for you. So that is the beginning of the level 20 I want to share with you. And in parallel to that, I want to advise for you in this level 20 from now, starting from today, after the first day, when you go back, you can apply right away. It doesn't mean that you have to wait, because you are doing it with your physical body, with my presence as I merge with you to prepare for a new soul, to merge to your body, so that you have the ability to apply, to contribute, to help people right away. It doesn't mean that now you learn, then you go back home, you just practice. You are doing it right now today, after the end of the class. In Australia, 11 p.m., in Asia and in Europe. So now with your free time, I know in this class, first, when you are all staying together in my altar, I tell you the truth. And now, I thought the Vietnamese would come. I thought only 10 or 20 people, I let you come. But the first time, there was more or less 10, 20, but now almost 70 people staying in the altar. So they're staying like a sardine can. Some people who want to stay keep on asking to stay. I thought there were only 6 people. I keep on saying yes. So now they have a large group. So as you come here to learn, to help people, that is a good thing. And with the material means, do not worry. Even though over here we don't have enough water, with the lack of water, I do not know how to. So because of the people who are using the water, so we are using a lot of water due to the restriction of the water. It's not that I'm complaining. I'm glad that you are here to stay to learn. I'm glad, even though I have to pay the fine. It doesn't mean that you are poor. That if they have a power loss, you don't know how to talk to them. So it is better for you to stay at the altar. I just share a joke with you. I also hope that for those of you who are in this level 20, hopefully you have the chance to help people through the way I present to you. And I want you to be able to apply it right away, tonight. Why? so that you are preparing. Now you are able to help in many situations around the world. It is not that you are just practicing. You are practicing to apply with a clear purpose. Listen carefully. And that purpose, during this time of the class, you are able to do it. Eventually, when you go back to your home, to your country, you have more chance to contribute. It doesn't mean that you come here to learn and you have to wait 5-7 days to do it. Starting tonight, you are able to apply, and in the following days. That is how I share with you. Hopefully, from this class, you do not have 5 or 10% of you who would lose. Perhaps in the level 19, perhaps 15% of you who fail. But in this class, only 3% of you may fail. Only 3% of you. Perhaps only 1% that fail. Because in this class, as I teach you, you cannot be lazy. You would work diligently so that you can continue to help your soul. So in the past, you may be lazy because you don't have the opportunity. But now, even if you want to be lazy, you cannot. If you are you want to be lazy, you will be the one who is most diligent. Even though in level 19 you are the laziest person, but now for those who are the laziest one, they will be the one who work harder because you are eager to learn, to help people. That is my mentality 34 years ago. I learn and I stay up all night to learn. So, for example, I know many of you who in here, you want to sleep. Now you don't need much sleep because you're constantly working. You do not sleep. I tell you, when I'm free, then I sleep. But when I'm working and I can stay up, so I've been training a night. I only sleep 5 hours a day. I see that. So we will sleep less. So you rest assured. One of the methods that in the human world would never have, that is to help you from being so lazy, you become the one who work harder. That is only for the level 20. The percentage of lazy is reduced down to only 1 to 3% because there are so many lessons and application. So that's why only 1 to 3% of you, the maximum of 3% of you, or minimum of 1% of you who fail. That is my wish. For those of you in the future, it doesn't mean that this is the first session of level 20 in Australia, in Holland, in Thailand, but in the future, perhaps we'll have more connections, but we do not know when yet. The time, long or short, more or less, it is required for all of us. We have many opportunities to do it. We have less time. So from now to the future, I tell you the truth. Perhaps now you can see me. When you come from far away to come to see me, in the future, perhaps you are so close you cannot even see me. I would teach you somewhere only through TV. At that time, you only see only through TV, just like in Holland or in Thailand, or a number of you who see me only on TV. In the future, you have less chance to see me in person, because I had mentioned to you, when everything happened, the teaching with the ability to help the whole world. At that moment, I will be the most busiest. I'm so busy, but I will try to train you. As I mentioned to you, many people will have ability as they come here to learn either 1 month or 2 months directly from me, and they learn everything just like you've been learning 18 years through me, from level 1 up to level 20. So these people, they would learn all in 1 month or 2 months directly from me, so they can clear everything. And they are close to me for 1 or 2 months to learn, because these are the people who have the intelligence. These are scientists. These are the people, the top people on earth. They want to learn all from me 1 month to be able to have all the knowledge in order to apply. And in terms of the diploma, you have to prepare in the future. Those of you who have the diploma, you would come into this community. These are the community of the scientists, not just the Vietnamese. So for that reason, it doesn't mean that I want to help a number of you, the Vietnamese, but I want to help all of you all over the world. You have the high diploma in EV. That is the issue from the university in Colombo. These diplomas, right now, it may have some value from one country to another, but in the future, it would be recognized all over the world as the highest. As I had mentioned to you recently, there will be the experiment in terms of the chemicals. Who would dare to do it? Nobody would dare, but except for us. So on that would be my lecture. Before I let you to learn the level 20. So now I let you start to ask question in Thailand. In Thailand and in Holland, let me know the total number of students so that I can decide the number of questions. So now you have to let me know the number of students. For sure in Holland you have more questions. And then in Thailand and then in Australia, because in Australia here we'll have a last. So now in Holland and in Thailand, let us know how many students you have. So now with the questions, I will let you. In Thailand you have 4 questions. In Holland you have 4 questions. In Thailand you have 3 questions. Australia you have 3 questions. I advise for you, this is a class, is the highest class. It requires for you, I advise for you, do not ask about treatment. Listen carefully. Later on, after the questions, I'll have a special technique for you for healing. So do not ask about treatment. As you have practiced a level 19 already, you know how to merge already, you know the result. And with the difficulties you have in merging with people or the new lessons, so these are the subjects I want you to ask. As you have applied the technique in level 19, you have problems, so that after the 1 hour break, when you come back, I will teach you the technique for those of you who are in level 20. So tonight you can apply particularly about the healing technique and in the merging technique. So after the 1 hour break, then I will teach you these techniques. Now I want you to ask questions about the experience and the problems and the result that you had achieved when you practice the level 19, in the practice of travel out to space, in the practice to merge to help people. Now, do not ask about how to treat false mental problem, how to treat headaches, how to treat paralysis. Do not ask about this. In this level, you do not talk about the healing technique, because later on, I will teach you the healing technique, the newest one. You have the ability to use the newest technique to heal that in the past until now you've been using. So now in Holland you can have 4 questions, and each person you can have only 2 questions, because for the Vietnamese you have 2 questions with 4 or 5 subparts. Do not ask for other students. You can ask either for yourself or for other questions or for people, 2 questions per person. For the Vietnamese, they have 1 question with 8 subparts, so that would be just like 8 questions. So now I'll let you ask question first. I'll let the 4 person, and each person can ask 2 questions. So now in Holland, you can start first.
Thank you. Master Dang, there's a big summit of European leaders in Brussels today and tomorrow. So could we please do a collective transfer? And my second question, is it possible to treat places, if we have photographs of places or buildings, can we treat them all collectively, all together? Or do we have to do each one separately still? Thank you.
Don't ask. Can I have the master in my... Okay. Now with the formula for healing tonight in Holland and in Thailand and also in Australia, I will have the new formula for you so you can experiment this. I will explain to you the technique after the break time. Or if we have the remaining time after the question, after 10 person who asked before the break, if we have the time, then I will show you the technique of merging and the technique of healing and the technique of transfer energy, how you merge, how you transfer energy, how you can heal. I will give you that answer clearly after the break or after 10 questions, and I will teach you on that for sure. You would be able to take notes, so you are able to apply starting from today. You don't have to wait until tomorrow to see the result. As you are able to transfer energy and merge just like me, now I will show you the formula very clearly, so you have the opportunity, so you are able to apply. Then you would see the result when you apply correctly universal energy, so you can become a person with wisdom to help your soul to reach a higher state of enlightenment. That is the purpose of this level 20, to train you starting from the first day, so you are able to apply. In fact, this conference, I do not know. Recently, I mentioned to you tonight, after the end of the class, you can apply. So through this question from the student from Europe, this is the chance for this student, as well as all of you in this level 20 from 3 locations. You have a chance. You can transfer energy to Europe and other countries, not just only in Europe. For the first day, there will be many things that I can help you to apply. And when you are applying on the first day, you will see the result immediately. You don't have to wait for 10 days or half a month. You do it, you see the result immediately. Only in that way we have enough time and space to help the earth with the problems. So you can rest assured on this point. You wait after 10 person who ask question. If we have the time, then otherwise we wait until after the break. I'll show you the technique, how you can merge and how you can do it successfully. Go on, next question.
Hello, Master. Hello, Teresa. Dear Fernanda. Ending the last stage of evolution, how will be the new beings? They will have the same human shape. Will be this shape constitute with same diverse organs, or will be lighter in their constitution? In the Mekong interview, Master talk about people that will live in the reasons of 7 calamities. Will that be the 13% of people that will die, and like that they will be the most advanced? Thank you, Master.
Can you please slow down a little?
Ending the last, they will have the same human shape. Will she be this shape also constituted from the several organs, or will be lighter in their constitution? In the Mekong interview, Master talked about people that will live in function of several calamities. Will be these people the 30% of persons that will die, and being like that, will they be these souls, the most advanced souls? Thank you, Master.
Now, as you know, eventually I will give you the method that is only for the level 20 students. That method is the way you are able to practice to travel out to space as you are submerging in a warm water, and you are able to practice. I do not need you to practice for many hours, only 10 minutes or maximum 30 minutes, to avoid the case of the contamination in the environment, the case of food and nutrients that they contain a lot of toxic and chemicals. So we are able to eliminate this toxin with that water. that can help this heavy body, and through your practice as you travel out to space easier. Then with this UV remedy as I mix, so that you can sit in the water to submerge to practice to travel out to space, perhaps it can nurture you, help your skin, help your body, strengthen your immune system, and you feel lighter mentally and physically, even though you are practicing only 10 minutes, no more or less. If you wish, you can practice to 20-30 minutes. Eventually, I will give you the formula. After you graduate this level, you are able to apply. And me and Teresa, we have practiced, we have seen the result beyond my imagination. I know that for the people who come this time, a number of you from other countries, especially the Vietnamese from my own country, and the Vietnamese from America, as well as from other countries who come here. Let's see that this time, it's not that this is the first time that the student has seen, but in this year you have seen 3 or 4 times. But this time, after me and Teresa had practiced in submersion in that UV warm water, there are changes inside the body and also the appearance, also the physical shape. I only show it you in a small portion. In the case that, including me, we use shampoo to wash our hair, and we use a conditioner to help our hair, for example. That is to avoid the case that with the scalp that may feel itchy or dry skin. But with this UV remedy, as I had mentioned to you, I will give you the formula that is only for the level 20 to practice. I practiced and I experimented for 2 days, constantly 2 days. The first day I practiced once, and the second day I practiced 2 times. As I submerged in that warm water, and I pour the water on my head, and I shampoo, and I just wash my head. Supposedly, it would cause the scalp to be itchy, but then the scalp and the hair is softer. And just like for you, you use some cream. Now, I do not want to talk much about this. The more important subject is how you are able to learn to practice to travel out to space. This is to take care of our physical body, with our health, with our immune system, so that we can prolong our life to serve mankind. And this is also very important in the physical means. That is so simple that many of you could have the chance to apply to do this easily. That is how I want to share with you about our own health. Eventually, you will have the opportunity, if you are able to eliminate the toxin and you have the stronger immune system, if inside your body you don't have any sickness or symptoms, then you can prolong our lifespan to serve mankind. That is how I want to share with you in terms of our physical health, in terms of our physical body. So as you know, 30% of the people who are in suffering, in calamity, can they return back to the state of joy? If from joy you go back to suffering, then you have less in your mission. But from suffering you return back to joy, then you have more mission, because you are learning the lesson from low to high. But from high to low, it is so easy, but it's from low to high, it is more difficult. So we have more mission as you are learning from low to high. I always mention to you the lesson, the easy lesson you learn faster. In a good environment you are learning fast, and in a problem then you learn slower, because in your mind or your brain you're always judging or criticizing. That's why the human nature for the past 200,000 years until now, we always judge the bad, the low. But we do not want to get rid of our own bad and mistake. That is one of the mistakes of the human world. We criticize the good, the bad, the mistake of others, but we do not get rid of our own mistake or bad. So in the 30% of these people who suffers, you mentioned that in the 1-5 generation that they are slaves and their grandparents they suffers. Then you think like that. You mentioned about the karmic cycle that their great parents are suffering and their parents suffers and they suffers. The Buddha had mentioned that with this slavery in India, he want to find the truth that to free these people. So he had to solve that problem. It is not by pressure, but it is the humans that are blocking the freedom from those people who are slaves. It is not that because of their bad karma, but in human society, we are blocking them in 4 generations, for example. So for that reason, Buddha had to try to destroy the concept of slavery. It is not because of their karma.
Can you hear me on the English line?
Testing.
Okay.
Testing. So now let me continue. As Buddha left the throne, the wife and the child to follow the spiritual path, the purpose is to solve the problem of slavery. He saw that the 4 families in the Indian who are being oppressed. So we do not make the same mistake in the humans. We are oppressing and harming humans. As we do so, we continue to have suffering. The one who oppressed and as well as the victim are suffering. So we have to avoid this problem. However, from the Buddhist teaching from the East, as well as from other religions who bring the concept of karma, that is to help us the means, but they are not successful. In the yin and yang principle that I had written in the article, they're not able to succeed in the good and the evil. And one they praise as a saint and angel, and the evil one you condemn them. But they are also can become the saint and angels, because the good and the evil, they are both from God. Because the victor can claim them as good as the saint and the angel, and the evil one they also can become the saint and angel. Country A as a victor, they also praise these people, and the country who lost, and they also praise the people who died for their cause. So how can we solve the problem with names? And they have win and losers. But the unknown one, they have no names. I want to teach you in the yin and yang. This question, as you asked, is too early, but I want to teach you that you have to see good and bad as one, because they are both from God. The victor, they also praise the people who sacrifice, and the loser also they praise. Over here, the victor, the king, praise them as the saint or the angels, or the loser they also praise, because you do not know who win, or you just see this is an angel and you pray. You see both the angel, but the people from the country who win or country who lose, they also praise those who sacrifice as the angel or the saint. That is the point I want to share with you. The good and bad, they are both from God. You tell them as you condemn them as the evil, but in their own way, people, they see them as the saint. So we have to see both the same. We can solve this problem, then we have the wisdom. I have a way to solve. For that reason, the article with my review that I had sent to you about 2 weeks ago, the purpose is to let you preview first, so that today you have a subject to ask the question, to learn. And there are many other topics more important that I learned from the deities, so that I can guide you. You have the opportunity to contribute to help mankind. That is the purpose of this level 20 and forever, your body. Combining with this soul, it would never change anymore. Listen carefully. Now go on. Next question.
Buenos días. Good morning, Master. The first question. ¿Dónde me escuchan? Es ayudar a una niña poseída.
Y esta compañera se puso muy mala. Y lo tuvo que dejar. Según la madre, la niña estaba poseída por un demonio. Entonces, ¿qué hacer?
Un momento.
La niña esta compañera.
Hello? One moment.
Ha notado
Now you hear me? You can hear me in English?
Yes.
You can hear me in English? Okay. Okay, sí. Okay. Sí. The first question is from a student, level 19 student. They ask help for a small children that was possessed by a demon from the evil. This student helped her with UE during 1 week. This student stopped treating this child because she was very, very sad. How can we help, dear master? It's better not to help, or what do we do? This student, after level 19, at home, they have many different situations. The lights turn off, the water in the bathroom, open the how do you say? Well, they have water in the bathroom with no reason. After level 19, I am praying with Master. I ask myself, Master, if my soul is at the right path to follow my mission. I have a lot of doubts. I don't know which is my mission, which is my destiny. I am very sad, Master. I feel very sad, Master. I would like to know which is the test that I have to learn. Please give me some light if I am following the right path. I don't know why I feel so sad, Master. I am very happy. I am very thankful with God, with you, Master, because I'm here. But I would like to know why I feel so sad, which is my mission. I cannot find my destiny, Master. So this is a request from this student, and the first question is related to a level 19 student who helped a little child that was possessed by the evil, and after helping this child during 1 week, strange things happen at this level 19 house, the student house. So she's asking if it is better to help a possessed child or not, because this level 19 student stay very sad after treating this child. That's the question. Okay?
Thank you. Through this question from the student in Europe, I want to share with you, you need to know that if the child under 12 years of age, there's no other soul who can, the evil one who can possess. If they are under 12 years of age, no higher soul who can control the body of the child. Very rare. In a billion, there perhaps only one, perhaps there is or none. Listen carefully about that case. In my journey, as I learn through, I know my soul from far away who come to my body. But then my body, with the limited ability due to culture, tradition, family, society, Therefore, I do not have the sufficient experience. Through my journey, even though I have learned, I know, the deities who teach me, I know ahead of time, but my body would not believe. When this thing happened, then I would believe. If not, then I would not believe. I tell you the truth, even though I know that is the deities who taught me. Through each step at a time, as the deity who taught me after 34 years, everything had happened to me and to others. On this, I had explained many times already. However, I want to share with you my experience. If under 12 years of age, then there is nothing. If there is, then these are the souls from the ancestor who come to protect the body of these children. You don't have to pray. You don't have to treat these people. However, in level 18 or 19, I had explained to you a formula, a special formula. If in the home of the ancestor who are not following the path, then you can pray and transfer energy to help the soul of the ancestor to return to deities and learn. However, there are a number of the students at level 19, due to the fact that the ancestors, sometimes they condemn to hurt the descendant. Sometimes I myself, I have to transfer energy. And sometimes they have to suffer. Each time I transfer energy to help all. But God, because the soul of this ancestor, they do not want to leave. They want to stay around with the descendants. So each time when this happens, each time when they call me and I transfer energy, then everything calm down. That is for those of you who are in the level 19. In level 18, you encountered. However, in level 20, later on, I will show you the technique. You have the ability. The formula completely changed because strange soul that come to solve all the problem that all of the souls who are here on earth, so that they can neutralize, to have cleaner air on earth. So you have a chance to help all the souls to evolve. In the past, it never existed. In the past until now, there are many of the souls of the unknown soldier who do not want to leave. In the past until now, there are many of the souls, due to the tradition, culture, that all the countries, as they try to pray, they do not want to leave. And this soul who saw that you do not have the ability to help them to go. My point here is, these are the souls who are around for millions of years. It's not that only they die in the First and the Second World War in the 20th century. These are the souls that have been around for billions of years in the past. That is very difficult. The master in Atlantis and in Egypt, as they want to merge into the body, mummified body to be able to revive, they could not. That is very difficult because these souls are still around. Therefore, I had sent the antenna around the world, in Vietnam and other countries. As you requested, I approved, so we are able to apply. First, that is to help the soul, to have the good soul in the area where you reside. Secondly, to help the environment. It is so difficult with the climate, the food, the drinking water, all of these conditions that may cause us to deplete our immune strength, that may cause sickness, eventually death. For that reason, I prepare for you the water, the UV water, the antenna models, the special formula to merge individually or collectively, so that you are able to solve this problem. Eventually, as I mentioned to you, I will show you clearly the technique for those of you who are in the level 20, how you can treat, how you can transfer energy, how you can merge. That is how you are able to help the soul to evolve and to help the environment on earth with our problems. The problem with the air, the problem with the contamination of the environment, that is something we can do. Through the presentation of the students, the soul of the new level 19 students who knows that your body, due to your emotional, due to the tradition, culture, family, society influence, that cause you to feel sad. So you feel sad, then you understand the condition in sadness. And there's another point I want to share with you. So when you graduate the level 20, you can think more positive. then the positive thing would come to you. If you think negative, then it will multiply out to be more negative. 1 times 10, 10 times 100, and it will keep on multiply out. So I'll show you a new formula with everything that you keep on thinking as bad. It is so difficult to learn. So I show you the way you are able to learn faster. In the past, you learn perhaps in 10 days or or 2 weeks, but now you can learn only in 5 minutes. Only in that way you can have wisdom. I do not tell you to sacrifice, to leave your family, your children, your parents, to serve mankind. No. You keep them. But you need to remember, in your country there is your family, and in your family there is your ancestor, and in them then you are in there. You love your parents and respect your grandparents, your ancestors, so that you have peace, so that you are able to return to the light. That is something that we all wish. What can you do to deserve it? If you cannot do it, then do not wish too much. If you can do it, you have the ability, then you can. You don't do anything, but you want everything. I teach you, I show you, but you don't want to do it. You just one thing. You want to have this result. You want to succeed. I give you all the lesson how you can do it successfully, to do it, but you don't. You don't do it, but you want to succeed. That is your contradiction. And you don't want to do it, and you want to succeed. Then, with your wish and your desire, keep on multiplying. You don't do it, then you cannot succeed, and you feel discouraged. You feel sadness, and you feel criticizing. Who caused it? It is you. Is it the culture, tradition, family, or society that caused it? No, it is you who caused it to yourself. If you know about this, then you have everything. Therefore, the lesson the most difficult lesson, that is that point that I want you to learn. After the questions, at the end of the question, I would teach you, if we have the time. Otherwise, after the break, then I would explain for you clearly. So you have the formula. Tonight you can apply. Then you will see the change in your body to prepare for a new soul to merge into your body. I teach you ahead of time. I don't merge to you. So you are able to meet your new soul, to help your family. You see that your family are suffering. Everybody knows this. But then if your family, for this reason or that reason, this person or that person who can help you, then you should feel glad. Why you should feel sad? You just ask Master Dang, and your family have happiness, and you forget about Master Dang. I do not need this. I come to help your family, to help the soul of your ancestors. It doesn't mean that I come to help and then I can boast. No. I owe a lot, so I do not boast. I owe the human, the living creatures. I do not complete my mission to help you, your soul to evolve. I still owe, so I do not dare to boast. Why? As I present to you like this, so that you can follow the role model of Master Dang. When you do something to help your family, yourself, or more people, do not boast, because you owe a lot of people. You owe these people who give you the means so you can become some person. Without these people, now you would not become any people. These are the people who are working laborer, who help you, the farmers, these low people who help you, the means in this world. Without these people, we will not become any people on earth, but we keep on forgetting about them. These are the unknown soldiers. They sacrifice for everyone, but we forgot about them. The deities revealed to me, help me to make the altar of mankind ancestor and also the monument of unknown soldier. That is the purpose, to regain all of the loss of this unknown soldier, so that this unknown soldier can continue to help us, so we are able to help them to return back to the deities. That is the purpose of the mankind ancestors and also the monument of unknown soldier. That is how I share with you. It doesn't mean that I'm boasting. I help you, then I come to help you and I go away. I do not need to boast. Listen carefully. Do not think that I come here, I keep on boasting that I'm helping person A, B, or C. I help you, you are more successful, then I'm more happy. When you need to thank the deities. As Master Dang come to help you, and Master Dang will leave. Master Dang will not be close to you. After this class, that you go back to your home, to your country. And Master Dang continue on to stay here alone. And then in the next chance, we'll meet again. That is an opportunity as we have a chance to help to share with you all the experience so that you can go back to your home, to your country. You are able to contribute to help other people to be more beneficial. Now go on. The fourth question in Holland.
Buongiorno maestro. Maestro, lei.
Good morning, Master. No sent. You taught us that the soul of the unknown soldier has now new lesson,
Delle anime. Di tutte le anime.
New goals to achieve. You told us that you are the sort of supervisor over all the soul of the living creatures. Can you please go a little further on this argument, on this subject? Another question. The soul has no scene. Souls have no scenes. But they have to evolve. This is a point I can't understand. What do you mean talking about evolution? Maybe the answer is in the non-entity concept you taught us. Maybe the souls that are in the third dimension, how can they evolve? How can the souls that are in the third dimension can evolve? Maybe they have to go further. Does the non-entity subject is related to this evolution of the souls that are in the third dimension? Hope this is clear.
Dạ, xin hết thưa Thầy. Now, as you know, as we are still alive, we have our names. As we die, as people praise us, as they worship and praise us, in 1 century, perhaps after 1 century, it is lost. We lost our body, we lost our soul, our identities. We do not know where our soul would go. The body is not around. These are the unknown cemetery as they move this burial ground from one place to another. So they have no names, unmarked grave. But when we are in a non-entity and we have the ability to evolve, we can still return to the deities. The teaching of Yi, as it's established, we are helping countless cases in the 20th century. In the 20th century, that is, we are still alive here. We are still seeing these acquaintances, friends, family members as we are still on earth. My point is that in the 20th century, during the First and Second World War, the souls of these soldiers, as I understood, perhaps more or less, they return all to the deities to evolve, to become the humans so that they can learn and progress further. Because more or less, after 80 years of life, now I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of years, the soldier in Atlantis, unknown one, the soldier in Egypt, unknown one, the soldiers in the most advanced civilization in the past, they have no names. For those one, they're so difficult. They're much higher than us. They have more ability, but they do not listen to you. You don't have the ability to convince them. Including Master Dang, after I learned the lesson 101, sometimes Master Dang is also being harmed by this soul. I accept in my physical body. I accept to give up in 1985, 25 years ago. But the deities, give my body and my soul to come here to help mankind with wisdom and enlightenment. So the deities protect our body through the journey as I'm on this earth. If Master Dang as an ordinary person, I would die in 1985 already, not now. Perhaps earlier than that. These are the struggle, the spiritual fights. That these are the high capacity, the souls that they fought with me. The only way that I can win, that is, I accept to die. Then there is a higher soul, the deities who come. That is, I pray to have this soul to evolve. More or less, as you learn the level 20, I want to share with you like that. There's a number of you who said that the unknown soldier, they're so difficult. If they are in the 20th century, they're so easy. These soldiers, they do not have the wisdom and enlightenment. For those souls who do not have the wisdom and enlightenment, if they want to have wisdom and enlightenment to evolve, but the soul of those who already have wisdom and enlightenment, they are not afraid of you. But our purpose is to help all other souls, the unknown soldier, so they can return to the deities. However, they do not want to return back. That is more important. As they merge into the altar of mankind ancestor or the monument of unknown soldier, if they come, then they will play a very important role to help mankind to evolve, because these are the ones who want the humankind to evolve just like them. That is a very difficult issue that you and me sometimes they test us, and sometimes I cannot endure it. For that reason, this time more than 1,500 of you in the level 20. I do not want to say that these soldiers are close to you, but for sure, more or less, the first civilization or the civilization of Atlantis, this being that will be around to help you, to protect you among 1,500 of you here. As I had mentioned to you, the books from the East and the West, they mention about the good always win the evil. The good meaning God, and the evil one is the bad people. That is not so. They say that the good is 10 and the evil is 9, and then the good will win the evil. That's not that. We'll never have the fight between good and evil, because they both belong to God. But it is their mission that have to wait for the right time, the right moment, so that they can come to help mankind to have wisdom and enlightenment. That's why they have been waiting. These are the unknown soldiers. The lesson that I have written to share with you about 2 weeks ago, as you have the names in the human world, you may have the titles, but our soul has no name. But our soul have the ability to help mankind to have wisdom and enlightenment. That will include your body. It doesn't mean that the soul of your ancestors or your parents who after their death they merge into your body, and they merge into your body, they do not know anything. Or let's say they hide the gold under the bed, or that's all they can remember, because they are afraid that their ancestors, they are afraid that their descendants are hungry. They hide the gold here and there. They keep on tell them to buy the food or the fruit for them, but they do not eat them. You can keep them on the altar, but that is our culture. That is all we have to follow. That is how I share with you in this level 20. Then suddenly your body, you can see through the changes in the principle that you are the unknown soldier, meaning that the highest soul from the deities who come here without any names. Then you have the ability. Listen carefully. With names and titles, it doesn't mean that you don't have the ability. But then right now, when you claim as the name and the title, do they believe in you? No matter how good you are, if you try to give out your name, they do not believe you. Unknown, no names, and they'll see the result, and they will believe you. On that point, I want to elaborate further for you. The good and the evil, we use the unknown, no name, that we have everything. In that way, you are able to merge good and evil, yin and yang, as one. You see good and evil as one, not two. In two, then you have fight and struggle. In one, there's nobody who opposes you. And two, they oppose, and then multiply out to four and more. That's why Buddha and Confucius and the ancestors in the past, more than 25 centuries ago, they based on the yin and yang principle. They're all totally wrong. If with that principle, if they're correct, then the Chinese will be in total control of the world. They can be accurate only 60%. They are not able to be successful. If they are even correct, 70%, they may not be able to succeed. That is how I share with you through this question. Eventually, you would be the unknown soldier. You use universal energy infinitely so that to conserve mankind. With the technique I will teach you, as I have gone through. Do not be so anxious. If you ask question, if you have the remaining time, I'll teach you. Otherwise, after the break, I'll teach you this technique. Now, as you know, I do not supervise, but my soul from far away come down here. For the first time, come down to earth. The purpose is to help all of the souls who wish to evolve to return to the deities, or who want to evolve higher. I contribute to help. I do not force you. If you wish, then I'm welcome to help you. I do not want to say that I'm the first person on earth. I do not want to say that my race or the first or the second race from Atlantis. I do not want to say this. But I'm a soul unknown from far away who come here to earth, who contribute to help all of the living creatures who been on this earth. And with the present on earth here, in the human form, then I can help you. That is the reason of the level 20, so that your souls, also the soul of the unknown soldiers, from those with no names, but then you have more ability, special capacity to support and help all of you in a three-dimensional world and other dimensions in the human, in the space in the universe. Listen carefully. I say it precisely for you, to help you to research in the three-dimensional world as well as other dimensions in the universe, not only in the three dimension. These are the soul of the unknown soldier who come to you to help you in this level 20. For that reason, I let you see the preview in the articles, so you can understand that you have everything in this point. If you are the unknown soldier, then nobody would come to arrest you, or because there's no name. You are no names. You have no names. How can they arrest you? No name meaning you are the air. The air is the energy. The energy is the deities. Then you have the ability. Now, you don't want there to say that use the name of God, because a lot of people abuse that name. Buddha, that is belong to them, not you. So, for that reason, you and me, we have a soul of the unknown soldier who come to merge with us. So whether this exists on earth or not, in that way we are not causing any problem to anyone, because we have no names, strangers. So if we call this name or that name, then people will have a problem with us. We do not want to come and cause problem. We have to help, to share. Wherever needed, we help. That's all. That is best. And with this, they don't have to buy, because with this we have everything. You can use infinitely. There is no limit with your ability. It is available. You can just use it, and we send to help. Eventually, this lesson, I tell you the truth. After I teach you tonight in Australia, after 11 o'clock, and you will be talking about this until the morning. You would not be able to sleep after I teach you, especially in the hotel, and many of you will not be able to sleep. Especially for those of you who are staying, you will be talking and all the way through the morning. And then in the morning you'll be anxious to wait until 3 o'clock to come to the class. I know your mentality, because I have learned through, so I know. Because I'm just like a student, just like you. As I just want, I'm so eager to learn. Just wait for. I was waiting until 6 o'clock to learn, and then learn from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. At that time. So for you, it's similarly. This is not a joke, because you want to apply. You keep on doing it. By the time you're doing it, you look at the time, and then you talk to others, and then you practice. First in the hotel, especially in the altar when you share. Many of you who share, a lot of people, you will be tonight. I know very many of you who will be talking in Europe. And the Vietnamese who come to Thailand, I'm very sure tonight you will not be able to go shopping at night. Tonight you would not go. You go to the hotel and then you do it. In Europe, you come to the hotel, you will not be able to go around because you lose your time. Now, the soul has no sin, but it evolved, as you know. The soul as a deity sent us down here to learn in the human world, to evolve. Therefore, the soul has no sin. We learn from low to high. If our ability is high, then we have to lower ourselves. Why? So that we can help those who are lower, so they can evolve higher. From a Catholic, I do not know what they mention from the Buddhism. With Buddha going through many lifetimes. There's a lifetime that a number of you who mentioned that a robber, you have to kill them. But for these religious people, an evil robber, then they have to kill because people are afraid of this evil robber. According to legend, according to the scriptures, there is a time Buddha was a robber. And Buddha was a robber to come to help these people to become a good person. It doesn't mean that Buddha come to be a robber so that he go to rob people. But he came as a robber to help those on the evil way to become good. Who can do this? Only Buddha. So we cannot blame. As you blame, perhaps that robber may be the one who can help to convert them. I have done so. So do not see whatever they do, maybe an evil deeds that maybe the purpose to help people or to cause problem. If you do not know, clearly do not judge. That's why Jesus Christ has taught. If you don't have sin, then you can condemn them. But anyone in us, we always have sin. So how can we condemn others? That is a very simple way saying that is meaningful and has a meaningful way for the human world to learn to progress. If we don't have sin, but we are able to learn from low to high, and from high we lower ourselves so that we can help those who are in the lower way to evolve. That is Master Dang. No strangers. Master Dang, as a soul from far away who come here, Master Dang has learned through the suffering from childhood to adult, from low to high. So in the lifetime of Master Dang, I always look down. When I look down, I see why. Because Master Dang from low, as I look down, to help those who are lower, so they can evolve. Because those who are high, I don't need to help. I do not need to help the good people because they don't need help. They are wealthy. I don't need to help, but we help the poor. Help those who are low so that they can reach higher, to help them to if they are rich, you give them 100. They are a billionaire, you give them 100 is meaningless. 100 you give those to us poor who have nothing to eat, then that will be more meaningful. So for that reason, my soul come here into a body who are poor, and come into a poor person. In the past, I'm very evil, but I may be evil outside, but deep down in my heart, I am sincere. But in Vietnam, they say that they may talk loud like a tiger, but in fact, they don't have an evil mind. But sometimes some people may talk sweet, but in their heart they are very evil. We have to understand for them, because they want to protect their own way. That is their own business. We should not criticize them or judge them. If we are in their own shoes, then we understand. If we are not in their shoes, do not judge them, because no matter how you judge, you are wrong, because it doesn't apply to you. Sometimes you yourself, you cannot accurately judge. So on this, I do not want to explain because on this subject, I talked about this in level 7 special already. So now I talk to you about the soul, the new soul, the soul who evolve. Eventually, you and me were able to have many souls to evolve. Our soul had already evolved already. Our soul from far away, who never been on this earth. Now we always know what's on this earth. Our purpose as we have evolved, there were so many times we've been waiting so that the level that the souls who have been here, who come to 1,500 of you in here, only 1 to 3%, so 97 to 99% of you who will be able to achieve it. After the first day of the class, you will be able to apply. That is the reason that I want to share with you, the students, our soul with no sin, but our soul who come here to this earth to borrow this body to learn. As we are able to evolve higher, the deities who send us down here, so we are able to help those who are lower, so they can evolve just like us. That Master Dang had announced many times in the class. Master Dang has one, you have one. And eventually the human world, there's not just one Master Living Dang, but there will be millions and billions of Master Dang. For the first time, as I have taught you, about 1,500 of you, all of the unknown souls, to give you the opportunity to have the chance to contribute and the means to practice with your body so that you are able to apply your body with the unknown soul, combining with the soul Master Dang. Listen carefully, then everything you do would be peaceful. Listen carefully. That lesson, do not be so anxious. Later on, I will teach you. Now, in Thailand, you can ask now. This student has some problem with health. About more than a week ago, she has a severe problem and suddenly lose all consciousness and fell down. She only can hear some people say, some people help her. She would not be able to recognize where she is. Totally lost consciousness of time and space. At that moment, she felt chest pain, and it seemed like the heart is very slowing down and feeling very cold, and lose all sensation of the body. She fell down. At that moment, in her mind, she also the only thing she can remember is to think of Master Dang, to ask Master Dang to help, and ask the soul Master Dang to help to merge and to help to keep her alive. And she lost consciousness for how long she doesn't know. And afterwards, suddenly she felt through her spine there is something seemed like an energy is flowing from the spine through the arms and feet, and she felt relaxed, and a little while she regained consciousness. And people had asked her at that time, what happened? And I rested for a while, and once I regained back to normal, I would like to thank you to help me through this ordeal. My health is not that good. During the problem that I faced, for example, during the time when I was having problem like burn, and each time I pray to me, and I pray and ask you to help me all the time, and I've learned a lot from you, and I would not be able to do much. I would like to share my thanks to you. I have a question. After level 19, I am allowed to practice and heal people to merge to 3 persons with severe problem, to help them according to the level 19 techniques. And each day I practice and merge to help 3 persons each day. I do not know whether it is my own practice, it's not positive, or my energy is still weak. But the technique, when I merge to a person, the result I see is not as clear as comparing to the way of transfer energy to have a person. For example, 3 persons with cancer, I see that through my technique of merging, they feel less progress in terms of comparing to the technique of transfer energy. That is a result from the level 19. I would like to ask you whether, how do I practice, how do I merge to have more result, more effective. Secondly, I would like to ask you, through your lecture about the higher soul, from the prehistoric man and from the unknown soldier, from the master in Atlantis, from the soul from in millions of years, or the soul in the nearest, that you are able to help them to return to the light, to God. Is there any chance that this soul would be reincarnate or not? That's all. 2 questions. Through the presentation of this student, who is also a medical doctor in Vietnam, who's also working in one of the hospitals in Hanoi. As you know, this doctor has many health problems. And recently, as this student had mentioned to you, it seemed like a case of unconsciousness, but she still remembered the name of Master Dang to pray the soul of Master Dang to merge to help her. I may be far away, my body would not hear you, but my soul can hear, and in a split second I come to merge to help you. From a medical perspective, this student, who's also a medical doctor, and with the experience from medical science, in similar situation, that would be dead or maybe a coma state. That is one of these 2 situations that this student may have. When the brain stops function, perhaps the body, you lose the body temperature, perhaps you would die. But when you pray, at that moment you are totally unconscious, and then you pray, and then my soul come and help you. From that perspective, that this student, as well many of you, you'll be able to apply this. Tonight, I would let you practice after the end of this class today. Later on, I will show you the formula to merge. This student, as well many of you who are the level 19, you rest assured through your journey. I want to teach you through the level 19 so you can practice to merge. So you are used to merge with my soul. You are able to merge to the soul of person A, B, or C. That is how I let you practice. In the level 20 on the first day today, you officially can apply the highest level in order to prepare to meet a soul that with ability to help mankind. Therefore, I let you practice right away so that you are able to meet that soul. To continue your journey after the end of this seminar, you continue on your journey to apply, to contribute to help the soul and the body of all the people on earth. It's not to help the body and the soul, and we are still able to help all of the people on earth. Listen carefully. These are the soul of all the living creatures. Do not think that the animals, all of the living creatures, it is not just 2 or 3 species, or you mentioned about the 5 elements. That's not all. There are so many others that you are not aware of it. It's not just these 5 elements in the Chinese tradition. So do not be so anxious because more or less you would learn the technique. Then you would be able to apply. That is on the first part I want to share with you. Now let me explain for you. As I mentioned to you, the soldier in the 20th century, through the 20th century, these soldiers in the First, Second World War, as well as other wars, from the year 1900 to the year 2000. In 100 years, all of us souls are reincarnate through the light. The souls who are still around here on earth, these are the souls are around for millions of years. Only now they would agree to help mankind, with the condition that these people had known that we have the ability or not. Then they would help us. If you don't have the ability, how can they help you? Because they have a lot of ability and we don't have anything. So how can they help us? So it has to be equal. The purpose of this being, that is to help all of these people. You need to have some kind of ability equally to them, like in the past. Meaning that your ability that you can sit and you can travel out to space. With that ability, they would know you, they would recognize you, they would merge with you to help us. The soul of these people who can reincarnate through you, that in this morning I had mentioned to you, you have to prepare. Your family members, your friends, acquaintances, if unfortunately, let's say after we die, our soul will come to these people to continue on the journey to help mankind. Therefore, this time, with 1,500 of you, many of you have the high soul come to you, or the soul who never been on this earth. So we mentioned like the soul of the unknown, just like my soul, without any names, from far away, who come down to this earth, to this planet, to contribute to help the human world, to have wisdom and enlightenment. Just like you, 18, 19 times that your soul had reincarnated and learned through in another body. Do you know that? As it return back to the deities, as it constantly change in 18 levels. When you come to learn EV from level 1 up to level 18, level 19, so 19 souls who are about to depart after this class, this soul will come to another body. And then later on you will see that person. How come you see that person and you feel for that person and that person listen to you? Because it is your own soul who comes to that body. Let's say this soul come to person A, B, or C. They are strangers, not your family member. They are in another country, from another religion, for example. But how come that person listen to you, like you? And how come you can convince that person? This is more important. In human history book never reveal about this. This is the truth, and it is real. For that reason, during the time that you learn, you need to apply right away, so you can see the result that you are able to achieve when you are still learning. It doesn't mean that when you go back home. That is a point that you ask. Today in this class, in this level 20, I explained for you and I solved everything for you, so you don't have any doubt. That is how I want to help you in this class, so you can really have the wisdom. What is the wisdom? The wisdom meaning that you have full understanding, then you can help people. And if you have wisdom and they can ask you and you don't know, and then how can you help these people? Now, even if you don't know, then you will have to know. This is very clever. And even if you don't want to know and you help, and even if you don't know, and you can still help. Whether you know or you don't know, you can still help. And the formula I will show you. Do not be so anxious. I will teach you. For that reason, as I teach you the technique, that you would be so eager to learn and apply. You don't want to sleep. I tell you the truth. Now, this is also a joke and also a real story. Over there, they mentioned that over here, you come here as a honeymoon. There's no honeymoon over here now. There's no honey. There's no honey over here. There's no moon over here. Because you are so eager to learn, I tell you. The husband and the wife, both of them want to practice. It's not that you think that you come here as a honeymoon. You forget about the honey. You forget about the moon. You just stay awake to learn. So tonight on the altar, a lot of people will be sitting and nobody's lying down to sleep. in the hotel. You sit together. So instead of you have 4 rooms, you can come all in one room. And then look at the clock at 6 o'clock, and then you have to wake up and you ask the master to have breakfast at 9, and then you stay up all the way until 6 o'clock. I'm just joking, but in fact it is real that tonight you will have something to do. Listen carefully. Tonight in Australia, tonight in Europe, as well in Thailand, you will have something to do. After you learn, you have something to do. You don't have to wait. In the past, I tell you to practice this and that. This class, you don't have to wait. You do it right away. So through this question from this student, I want to announce to you that the unknown soldier, as we mentioned, meaning those who sacrifice for us, so that we can have peace and happiness. Now, these are the ancestors in a very simple way in Vietnam. We mentioned about this ancestor from the past. They have the ability, but in fact, our ancestor, our parents, great-grandparents, they have no ability. My great-grandfather or my grandfather, they don't have any ability, except just to eat and then give birth in 3 generations, and I come, me, my father, and my grandfather, and my great-grandfather in 4 generations. Through the journey as I gone through, my great-grandfather, my grandfather, my father, they don't have anything to help in the spiritual path. They have nothing. That is the truth. My grandmother do not believe in the deities, but her sister is high rank in the Buddhist. My grandmother has no belief in the deities, but her sister has a rank in the 2 sisters. My mother do not know about any worship or ancestor. She later on in her life she followed the Buddhism, but she only know how to put the incense and do the prayer. I think that she doesn't even know how to pray, and she doesn't even need to know. They just saw the people that she only know how to just organize these rituals. My point here is they do not know much about the spiritual path. After 80 years of life, they have nothing. They don't know anything about the spiritual path. In the same case with my grandmother, I know. They only know how to take care of the children, the husband, and the family. That's all they know. They don't have anything to do with the development of the spirituality. And reading the mantra in the Buddhism mantra, and when she tried to do that, you should be in peaceful mind. But when she's trying to do the mantra, and when I was playing around, she would hit me. The grandmother, she's sitting there to say the mantra, tell me to say that, but I'm always play around. She said that I play around when she was she could not say the mantra, recite the mantra correctly, and she felt mad. I was causing her problem, so distracted her. She used the stick and hit me. So who knows that the children in the time when I was young, I was very naughty, and later on I become the master. So for your children, the same way, do not hit them. Who knows, in the future they may become a master. Hopefully, through all of the subject, I want to clarify for you, so you are able to learn, so that you are able to help people. The most important part is that tonight in Thailand and Holland, and over here you have something to do. Listen carefully, and tomorrow you have more chance to ask. Now continue on the second question in Thailand.
1 2 1 2. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. This question is from Iranian student, Mr. Mohsen Alizadeh. Dear Master, the first thing, I am very happy. No? Hello, Wu.
Yes, go ahead, Davud.
Translators here, they can hear us. They can hear me. Hello, 1-1. I'm testing for translators here in Thailand. 1-1, 1-1. Oh, okay. Okay, Wu. Sorry, I had to get the mic. This question is from a student from Iran, Mr. Alizadeh. Dear Master, the first happiness I am faced with is that I'm here now and attending the highest level of spirituality on earth at the level 20 with you and with my classmates. The second happiness that I am faced with is that I'm here with my wife in Thailand. She's not in the class, she's level 7 student, but last year, September, against her will and desire, I traveled to Thailand in order to attend level 13 plus up to level 18. So I'm very happy and thankful to deities that now she is accompanying me. And my happiest feelings are that my 10-year-old daughter had her chakras open 100%, and my 18-year-old daughter just took level 5. And because of these gifts, I would like to thank you. I have 3 requests, Master. On behalf of all Iranian, I would like to invite you over to Iran. And I'm sure and I'm positive this trip would bring you many gifts, and it would be very pleasant for all Iranians. The second request, is it possible, Master, for my wife to join us during the last day of the seminar in order to receive your energy? The third request, dear Master, is it possible to help me to improve my weaknesses that I face with and my doubts? And the last, Master, my wife has sent you a parcel, a gift. I just wonder if you have received it. Thank you.
Through your presentation, I hope that in 2008 I have a chance to travel in all 5 continents. If I don't have a chance to travel all 5 continents, then I'll sit in the television and you will see me on TV. I would travel, but I cannot go by my physical body, but through my image in video, so 1 or 2 ways. I hope that these are the 2 I present to you. In many countries, you wish that I come to visit your country. In fact, I want to go. But I think that in the future, this year and next year, I have many work ahead. Perhaps you may see me on television more than in person, including teaching or in one way or another. That is perhaps the way, more or less, you will have the opportunity to see me in person. However, you can rest assured that this student who asked on the last day, perhaps your wife can come in so that you can receive the energy. And each day is not before the end of the day. You yourself, you meditate with me, a number of you with the children, for the fact that you cannot keep them outside, then they can still sit in the hall to avoid the case that they have to be outside and they have some problem outside. So I decide, a number of you who you brought the children, they will be allowed to sit in the class. When you practice to travel out of space, they can just sit in there. There's no problem to them. For this student, on the last day, you can bring your wife in. I accept for you to bring your wife in, because on the last day, more or less, I'll have some singing. And then I'm not just because I like to sing. First, I have to bring the light of joy to you, as you receive the light of joy, so that you can share that light of joy to others. That is the reason that I sing and share with you. When you remember my singing, meaning the light of joy would come to you. You can share to others. It doesn't mean that I like to sing and you keep on hearing me singing. Therefore, the song is very simple. It might not sound good, but there is an energy to help, especially your children and the family members as well as others. Whether these are the people who learn EWE or they are non-EWE, I was able to help them through my singing voice as I send energy to these people to help them. For that reason, in the higher seminar, I often sing to you so that you can record, so you can listen. When you go home, you hear my singing voice in the class. In the whole region will benefit from that energy to help all of the souls, the living as well as the dead. The soul with or without the body. That is my purpose of singing. Now, as you are in the level 20, I share with you the secret that I have done so. I never revealed it to you. In this class, I will solve everything for you, so that you understand everything. You are able to contribute to help all the people. I'm glad for this student that you are very fortunate that your wife and both of you have come there to as a travel, and you can come to learn. And the gift sometimes you send through your student from Iran who sent here more. You have to understand for me. The Vietnamese with the name, I might not even remember all the names. So the name from Iran, from many countries, I do not remember. I received the gift, but I do not know the names. I do not remember. For the Vietnamese, some of the people I see the face, or sometimes when I see, because I have many of them, I do not remember. But when you send, I remember the name. So next time you can send again. I'm just joking with you. Perhaps, if this student who sent to me already, then for sure I receive. If other who bring it over here, then for sure I receive it. Now, let me explain to you already. In the past, in level 19, I taught you with the problem, the doubt, the weakness. Then always you pray to my soul, or you practice to travel out to space 5 minutes, so that you are able to clear them. A number of you, sometimes you feel so sad, so discouraged, you don't want to. But now, I have another way, very clear. Even if you don't want to, you have to do it. Even if you don't want to, you will have to do it. Because this is the way to guide you, to have wisdom. Because I'm preparing for you, as I know who your soul is. I know it. I'm preparing to train your body. It doesn't mean that I do not know. I know, so that's why I teach you, so you can be well trained to prepare for the new soul, so that you can contribute to help mankind. So all of the problems you face, all the difficulties that you face in the past, I will solve for you in this level 20 on the first day. After I teach you the formula, how you can merge, how you can treat, and how you can help in the practice of traveling to space, so that you are preparing to meet the higher soul with the mission that can come to your body to help you, to help mankind. Now the third person in Thailand and in Australia, now you need to prepare. I misunderstood. I understood that this is the class about spirituality. I should not ask about treatment, but I would like to ask, because this is a special case, also as a lesson that I have to endure through in my training. In my family, this a person 27 years old with intelligence, but suddenly the eyes has a problem, and then with the medical examination, the best doctors mentioned that the whole people in my family, they will have the same problem. It seemed like genetic problem with the eyes. Eventually, they would lose speech and being paralyzed, and eventually death. So many people in my family, they believe in the doctor more than EWE. I myself, I believe in EWE, and I try to transfer energy and merge to help my cousin perhaps you have another way that you can help me, because this is a symptom that the doctors confirm that all the people in my family, it is a confirm from the doctors. That's why many people in my family, they do not dare to get married, because they are afraid of this genetic problem due to heredity. And secondly, I would like to ask this question. It might offend some people. In the case of some people violate that when they open chakra 100%, knowing that opening chakra 100% on the first day we teach level 1 and 2, on the second day we teach level 3 and 4. But a friend of mine who learned EV and open chakra in one day, open chakra level 1, 2, 3, 4. So after a while, this person, when practice, they have headaches. So I do not know whether the headache symptom, is it because he had violate to open chakra incorrectly, or is it because of any other symptom? From my understanding, everything that you have taught, that is just like divine words. I never dare to violate your guidance. When you say I can do, then I do. If you say that I do not do, then I never dare to violate. So in the case, as I mentioned, I would like to ask for your explanation about the case of opening chakras, whether we can open chakra in one day or 2 days. Slowly, let me share with you. In the case of the medical science, I'm not a doctor, but never the doctor, even though they can say that in a family, whether they have family and they have symptoms that may lead to death, they can never confirm, they can never, a doctor who can dare to say that. However, if there's in your family, then you can silently transfer energy to help them. But tonight you can do it. If you love your family members, do not listen to these people who say they can say it. That is their own business. Whether they believe and they don't believe, they go to doctor, medication, this is their business. But the important part is do you love them or not? Do you have the free time or not? If you love them, and if you don't have the free time, you don't help, there's no problem. It doesn't mean that I force you to learn, then you have to help, to apply. No. If they deserve, then you help. If not, then you don't help. Sometimes you help them, they turn around and curse at you, and after you heal them and they say that this and that. If you love them, you help them. If you help them, then you have to accept the consequence. The family, they may criticize you. However, I have a new formula. If you really love them, to help them, that is your own decision. I do not force you to listen to me, and you have to help these people, to help this and that. Sometime they want that people to die, and you treat them, and they turn around and curse you. That's one of the country. I don't want a similar situation that happened to you, whether it is your own family. Sometimes that person want them to die, and you save that person, they turn around and curse at you. So that's why it already happened. They want you to help, so that to kill, not to help them to heal. But you heal them, then they turn around and curse at you. Not to mention that they may ask some people to kill you. That is a practical way. That is a human nature. If it is your own family, you do not criticize or judge them. So today, you will learn a new formula. Tonight, you transfer energy to help these people. That is the joy. Whether in the future, whether they can get married or not, do not think about it. Tomorrow, if there's a tsunami, everybody died, then do not mention about next month or next year. Tomorrow with the tsunami, then everybody died. Do you know tomorrow? No. If not, then don't worry about the future. Let's concentrate on today. You can help them. This is more practical. You ask the very abstract question. I tell you not to ask, and you keep on asking because this is the person since he's Chinese, so that's why I tell you already. I show you the technique to treat. If you keep on asking about this, then you're losing the time. But I keep on answering to you. I answer for you to learn, so all that we can learn. That is on the first part. In the case of opening chakras, I may be far away. I'm from Melbourne, from Australia. 5 continents. I let you open chakras. And eventually, when you do not do it right, nobody there would come to learn from you. Nobody would dare to let you open chakra. Just like in level 1, 2, 3, 4, if you do it all together, you practice, you have headaches. The first person see that and then you have headaches, and then later I let you open chakra, and you nobody there to open chakra. Let you open chakra. Even if you open chakra, you give them the money, they are afraid of you. That is how I can check you. It is not that I'm checking you and tell you that how you do it. I don't need to. You do it wrong, the student would leave you. And then you yourself, you would not be able to have anything. You cannot do anything. So, in the level 20, I let all of you, the formula to open chakras, to transfer energy level 4, to all of you who have the opportunity. So you are able to help people. With the condition, the technique, I help you so you can help people. If you do it wrong, then it is you who are take it away from you. And when you open chakra, you just fall down on the ground, and you cannot open chakra because you want to. I show you very clearly. I teach you very clearly so that you can help people. But if you try to run it too fast, you cannot help others, then you cannot help others, then you yourself, you fall first. You open chakra and you tell them people and suddenly you fall down. And when you fall down, nobody would dare to let you open chakra because of your wish. I do not force you. I want to train you to be good. So you have the ability to open chakras. That is the purpose, to help all of these people so that they will have the opportunity to help the lower soul to evolve. That is the purpose, to train you. So that in the future, as you learn higher, you have more people. But whether you do it wrong, then do not have any opinion. Sometimes you hear some people who say, sometimes they may say wrongly. They accuse wrongly. Do not listen to them. I myself, I tell you the truth. I know everything. And they try to deceive me, my own student, the higher student. It doesn't mean that it is not easy for me to believe. Everything I keep on saying yes, but in my mind, whether I say yes or no, nobody knows. So one more time, through this question, I want to present to all of you, whether intentionally or unintentionally, directly or indirectly, do not deceive me. My body may be dumb, but my soul is not. If my soul is dumb, then I would not have 2 or 3 million students. So I tell you, never deceive Master Dang. The body of Master Dang might not know. The body of Master Dang may be far away. But as you come and talk to me, I do not listen to what you say. I listen to your soul who report to me when you talk to me, but your soul will tell me, and then whether it's right or wrong, or deceive me or not, then I will know. Do not think that today, as you are in level 20, it's not that I'm boasting, but I know everything. I know everything to save, to help you. So I advise for you, do not deceive me. It is a waste of your time. Over here you say that your soul also report to me. Do not think that whatever you say, you talk to on the phone, I do not listen. On the phone, whether you say truthful or not, I know. I advise for you. If you want to excel, I do not need for you to say that you do good or bad, or these people do good or bad. No matter how you present, I know. Before you even say it, I already know. But I sit here, I listen to whatever you say. I also know the end, whether right or wrong. What is the percentage of correctly or not? I know it. A number of you feel sad and unhappy. I also accept. You know why? Because of the sake of the soul of all the living creatures in my life, in my body, that is God who chose me already. Therefore, whether you know that I sacrifice everything, including my family, to bring the benefit for the humankind. Because in the humankind, there is my student, there is all of you. That's why Teresa does not want to be my wife. It's best to be my student. You know why? The student I love more. The wife I love less. So it's best to be the student. That's why I keep on washing the dishes all the time. Because I see my student doing it, so that's why I have to wash the dishes for her. If it's the husband and wife, then I may not. If it's the wife, then the wife have to do the dishes. But I said I love my student, so Teresa said from now on, I'm your student, I'm not your wife. Why? Because you love the student and you wash the dishes. So the wife had to wash the clothes. I see the student and doing a lot of work, so I have to wash the dishes and I wash the clothes. I'm so happy to do it. That's why I have more energy. I have more energy. I'm happy to do it, so I do anything. I do not feel angry. If you feel angry, you have to do it. You feel so I'm happy to do it. You have to understand for me on this. I tell you the truth. I tell you the truth. It's not that she's here that I had. In the beginning, said your wife said this master is very strange. The wife love less and love the student more. So that's why I have a problem. So because I have promised, that's why I promised. So I'm stuck. So now I have to wash the dishes. So I have to be a dishwasher. Do you think? In the French word it says Robert tay bưng, but meaning that dishwasher. So through this as a subject, as the means to help you to learn, to progress, I don't have any intention on this, but through the presentation from this student, eventually I will help you with a formula, special formula. You are able to help other people. That will include your own family. That you never reveal to them that you are helping them. Sometimes the family, they don't understand what you're doing. When you reveal to them, they may feel offended. So you can help them silently, just like an unknown person, to transfer energy to help your family members. That is the joy for you. If you think in that principle and you listen to me, then it will be better for you to help your family members successfully. And one more time, I advise for you, do not worry. For that reason, a number of you who think that you're not open, have the chakra opened in a level 20, whether you can, whether you learn directly from me, I will help you so you are able to learn to open chakra 100% and energy transfer on the level 4. The important part, and you learn about the level 20, the part on the chakra opening, I will teach you on that day. That would be on the last day. I will teach you about the technique. I will spend half an hour or an hour to teach you very clearly about the technique, how you can open chakra and transfer energy for level 4. So when you go back, you can apply. And you would see the benefit from the opening chakra to help people. Now in Australia here.
Con xin kính chào thầy, cô và
I would like to send my greeting to Master and all of the classmates in Thailand and Holland.
Con có một cái
I have
câu hỏi nhưng mà nó
a question,
nói trước về cái
but
bài
I have to share first about the article that you shared on the internet about 2 weeks ago. You had shared the article on the internet in English and Vietnamese.
Người nhân điện mới,
that talks about the new
người nhân điện vô danh,
EV people, and also about the unknown people. And on the airplane, I was thinking about these articles.
Cái bài đó rồi thôi ngồi con không có biết làm gì. Thì bây giờ con có cái ý tưởng là
I have a thought that this article that is a summary of everything that we have learned from the level 1 up to level 19. In a way, it is just like the peak of the pyramid of the spiritual development. From my own understanding, the people who did not learn EV in the lower levels, perhaps when they read this article, they may not understand because it is very profound. It would be just like it combines everything that you have taught from the lower to the higher levels. So if we can grasp everything that you have shared in this article, then we would be able to grasp whatever is needed from all of the lower levels. In the lower levels, in each level, you have tried to elaborate through many examples. In the higher levels, you just say less, but we understand more. So that is from my perspective when I read the article. As you had mentioned, if we read this article, if we can understand and know it, then it would be our body is ready to receive the new soul in this level 20. Because I myself, I see that many times I talk to my family that I feel that I have lived through many lifetimes, not just one, but they do not understand. Only me, I understand myself. Each time when there is a change of the level, I see the change about the perspective of life, about my thinking process, and also my desire. In the past, for example, I like photography, and then later on I do not like photography anymore. There are some changes. I do not know why. Now in this class, you have mentioned already, but this is the time that you mentioned that is a higher soul that come to help us. Then our body need to be prepared for it. How we prepare? Meaning that we need to learn these lessons that you have shared, as you have shared in this document, in chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3. After I read through, I do not know whether I'm deserved to receive this higher soul or not. But as you had mentioned, then perhaps, hopefully, we are deserved to receive that soul. As I see everything that you have shared through your lectures, it is very profound, but also it is very direct. It is not so difficult to understand. Just like people may say a lot, but it may be distorted. But for you, you say it indirect. As we learn from you, from the lower to the higher levels, we see that your lecture is very clear and precise and very easy to understand. Sometimes in the levels, these are my opinion and my experience I want to share with you and with all of the classmates. My question is, you mentioned about the new soul. In each level, they change. This high being would come to us, and the former soul, where do they go? Now, for example, level 3, level 4, and the soul, where do they go? Do they merge to another person? And then this soul, for example, after level 3, that level 3 soul would go, and the level 4 soul. So the level 3 soul would find other people to enter, or do they still stay around with us? And we have more than 10 souls, or what? Can you explain more about that concept? So when they ask, and I can answer. That is about the level 20 with the lecture that you had shared and everything that you are about to teach us. I do not know, but for sure it will be very profound. Then the new soul, then we will have a new formula. My second question relate to the way that we are able to help the human world to reach the golden age. At this time, perhaps there is a lot of work for many of us after we complete the level 20, because according to the 3 chapters of the Mekong article, there is a time that you mentioned that in the level 13 you thought it is done, but then due to the love to the humankind, you prolong that. We don't know what is how you prolong and why. Is it that you want to prevent a war from happening, or disasters, or the change of axis, or nuclear? Perhaps in the future we will find the answer. So I do not know if you can answer now or not. If now you don't answer, we ask ourselves, there's only 2 ways. First, if God loves the humankind and we don't have any wars, and suddenly paradise happen on earth, that would not be right. Perhaps only can happen if the lesson in EV we all can apply. If we are just like you mentioned with the boiling water, and we keep it there, we don't do anything, and it will be burned. So for EV, I think that in the past you had mentioned God had taught all of us in EV so that we can go out to apply. It doesn't mean that to teach us and for nothing. So that would not be it. Then for that, I know for sure we'll have something to do, and we have to do it. So what can we do to help to promote peace in the world, to have the new golden age? So we would like to know what can God plan I think that after this level, perhaps we can say that it will be temporarily stopped so that we can work. We do not know how the divine think. If the divine above think that for paradise on earth, that will be the beginning stage. What is the beginning stage? Does it mean that we have to try to erase so we do not fall into the same mistake of the past? You have done so, including to help all of the soul for millions of years. Meaning that you are helping all. You do not leave anything behind. Meaning you reorganize everything from each soul. So this is just like the first stage that you have accomplished. After you had changed totally in society. But the first phase, it seemed that you had accomplished in terms of all of the souls. So now, in the world, what is God's plan? Is it a total change of life? Meaning that in Vietnamese or in Nostradamus mentioned about the war, or Edgar Cayce also talk about a total disaster. Do we need that scenario? Millions of people who live, or in 6 billion, how many people have to sacrifice? How do they sacrifice? Whether death or sickness, how does it happen? If without this sacrifice, is there another solution that eventually we can reach that paradise on earth without any death? Only people who die from old age. So these are the examples. What can you think? Suddenly the light will be brightened and then the antenna will light up, and then all the people would come to learn EV, and then slowly, eventually they do not, and eventually they can see all the people who live long and have health and have energy and water without any cost. A lot of people will see the benefit from it and come to learn. So does it come as one way, as a slowly, gradual change, positive change? There is nothing that happen. Or second, meaning that we have wars, disasters that happen. Then one religion fighting another religion, then through all of the casualty, and then afterwards, then they give up on that path. Then they will have uniform to have peace. So all of that opinion, you have a lot of time. Can you answer for all of us? This is a student who followed me 18 and 19 years. Today he wants to ask about the divine plan. And he's very clever. Before he went to ask about the divine plan, he talked about the soul going here, going there. This morning, on the first part of the hour, I had mentioned to you already about the soul, the stranger soul. These are the one. How come these people who come to you and you have a feeling to them? How come this stranger, you are able to convince them and they have love to you? And they are able to listen to you to benefit, to help the community. That after 18 lifetime that you learn, from the time you learn, as the first time, after 19 time that you have going through the soul change, when you come to learn EV. So in EV you have that ability. As I had mentioned to you about the antenna model, I had placed for one country the big antenna. A country may have several big antenna in the future, and I also remind many of you, each of the EV student, at least you need to have one of the small antenna. Why? So that you have a way to connect to the big antenna in the future. You are able to apply in many aspects, not just only in the case of generate power or for using for television or a computer. There are many other aspects. Slowly, you yourself, you would apply through the way that you are able to connect to the big antenna that you have in your country. Listen carefully on that part. After 18 years, after 18 time of changing your lifetime of your soul, meaning that just like you are reincarnating 18 times, so you will have the community. These are the people who do not know you from a different religion. So that is a way, the clever design of the deities to help to at this time all of the higher soul that come to this earth. It's not like what you think. I think just like David and as well as many of you. That means that we don't understand about the divine plan. The divine plan for the humans we may take a century, but for the deities it may take only 15 minutes. So if you calculate for a century, the deity only take 15 minutes to achieve. The deities and God taught me, starting from the year 2000, when the Y2K problem happened, when I meditated, in the 21st century, in the decade of the 21st century, meaning from the year 2000 through the 31st of December 2009, that would be the first decade of the 21st century, I would accomplish my mission to help mankind to have wisdom. For the past 7 years, I see that there's no I could not make any progress. I don't see anything. I see everything is still the same. They still make the same mistake of the past. I don't see any changes. But then, in the year 2007, there's a change. I would not want. I'm afraid that because of you, the cost of learning, so I rush to teach you many levels to prepare for you for the level 20, so that you have the opportunity. When I prepare to teach the level 20, in the recent 2 months, I learned from the deities with the EV remedy, so that we can help with our health. And I learned a profound lesson to help you that in the future, your soul, where you come from, to merge with you, so that they can combine with the 18 soul that had left your body to travel on all 5 continents. These are your family, your friends. Eventually, religion A and religion B, they would love each other. In the past until now, religion A and religion B, they would not agree with each other. Including within religion A, they would not be able to have unity. They may have a little unity for recreation, but not totally. So now they will really in unity and love each other. If you can really read carefully the book that I wrote, do not thank Master Dang, thank your religious leaders, who they are. These are the souls that as you are able to merge to them, and this soul that you would help the soul of the wandering souls, you would help the soul of mankind ancestors, and mankind ancestors, these are the country where all of you you were worshipping, all of the religious founder. The deities are very clever. Now you are in the level 20. I share with you as they taught you, so that 18 souls that are from you that travel on all 5 continents. The strangers are able to convince each other. That is you and me. There are many other strange phenomena that later on I will teach you. After 1 hour break, I will show you about this strange phenomenon, so that you are able to do it right now. You don't have to practice. You are doing it. When I say that you can do it, the meaning that you already have your work starting from today. It doesn't mean that you are lazy. Even if you want to be lazy, you cannot. In this class, I let you only apply 10. After this class, you would do it 90, so that will be 100. So listen carefully. For that reason, I rush to teach you in this level 20. So after the level 20, I will rest. How can I rest? I also make promise to South America to teach level 19. At the moment, I think I can rest, but the level 19 upcoming. The level 19, I will teach to all of class in South America. It will be very clever because I add in the topics from level 20, so people will benefit a lot more. Level 19, the upcoming level, many of you, the level 20, will come to audit the level 19. South America, you are very glad. That is how I want to share with you. Do not worry. I will reveal to you the secret in this level 20. The most important part is tonight you can practice. After the question from David Yang, through my answer in this class, listen carefully. I teach you, I answer for you in this class. I also announce to you, starting from today, you would apply 10%. After this class, you would apply 90%. Listen carefully. It doesn't mean that you have the free time. Do not think that you have the free time to go around. And also, I do not want to praise our school. I do not want to praise you. For those of you, you have the mission in your work with your country to help your communities, or you are helping your group, the organization in the world, or you have the mission to help your country. You will see the changes in your environment. For example, I will teach you more. I have to say with you, starting tomorrow, even if you lie to them, they would think that you are saying the truth. Even if you try to lie to them, in fact, it is the truth. That is to prepare to have a higher soul that come to you to help people. From today to the past, you say the truth. They say that you are lying. So even if you are lying to them from now, if you lie to them and they think that you are saying the truth. So now you lie to them, then they think it's the truth. But even if you lie, it is beneficial, and you see the benefit and the result when you lie. But it is very clear. In the past, you try to say the truth, that they say that you lie. But now, as you lie, through your the way that you, even though you are lying, I share with you the secret. You say that you are lying to them, but then you're lying to them. But it's right in their heart. That is the way that in the level 20 you can apply. You may lie to them, but they believe in you. They thought that you are lying to them, but in fact, whatever you say, it is right in to them. Even though you are just joking, you're just lying. And they say that how come you know about because this is something that they try to hide. For example, that they have an affair. Suddenly you know, you are, even though you lie. And then you are just lying to them because you do not know, but they think it is real. That is my way of teaching as I am preparing for you, so you have to understand, so you are able to help these people. So in a way of you lying, it is the truth 100%. It is you are lying, but it is the truth for them. And then suddenly they will reveal to you everything, the truth, and then that is how you can help them. And then from that you can help them truly. Only in that way, then we can end the class now. What more can I teach? So now for David, Yang, and as well many of you in this class, with 1,500 of you, you don't worry. Later on, I teach you. You don't sleep tonight. I give you a program to teach you about your mission and how you can practice tonight. You don't have to stay awake to go around in the hotel. You just come to one room, and then you stay up all the way to 6 o'clock in the morning, and then you will sleep until 2 o'clock to go back to class again. Now, as you know, in the case of the prophet, just like in Europe, they have a prophet. In Vietnam, there's Mr. Nguyễn Bỉnh Khiêm. In America, there are many of these people with the gifts of prophecies. They can only say it's 30%. They can only reveal 30%, not even 60 or 70%. Today, I reveal to you because these people, they are still tied to tradition, culture, family, society. So that's why they only can reveal 30%, not more. The deity would not allow them to reveal more, because nobody can explain, nobody has the ability to train a person to really be a savior, to help the world. They cannot. So they may have a divine prophecy. They can write as a prophecy, as a means, the fake means for us to learn. Now you have the real means. You want to find the real means, so now you have the real means. That I do not want to tell you to do it, but you do it. Even if you want to be lazy, you would not. That is very special in this class. I want to train you with that purpose. But I do not advertise for you that I will teach you. Whoever you ask, I allow you. For the Vietnamese, this time, more fortunately, I was able to help. They only deny only 10%. The Vietnamese from Vietnam to come here. That is a good sign. And a number of you who are not able to learn in person, but you are able to come to Thailand to learn. And a number of people who learn. As you know, that your soul in EV, we are all in 5 continents. That is all your family members. Eventually, in the future, as whatever you need, these people will help you. You'll be so surprised. How come a stranger who loves you? How come a stranger who like you? How come you can convince a stranger? These are the way that your soul had come to these people. As your soul had helped the wandering soul, your soul had helped the soul of these their ancestors. So now, even if you don't want to, they would love you and respect you. And that's all I can share with you about the divine prophecy. If I say reveal more, then how can I teach you? The reason I pause right here because I give you a 1 hour break so we can resume later. So now we take 1 hour break and then we can resume later.